Good day everyone, my name is Nalia Polweludi from NAMRA Trade Facilitation. I'm going to talk about the World Trade Organization Trade Facilitation Agreement. The World Trade Organization, which is called WTO, is an international organization which is dealing with rules of trade between countries. The WTO members reached an agreement on Trade Facilitation Agreement, which is called TFI, in December 2013, which have then entered into force in February 2017. The main aim of this TFA agreement is to make it easier for traders from all member states to participate in international trade. Namibia has been a member of WTO since January 1995. The main objective of the WTO TFI is to improve trade efficiency, encourage economic growth, increase transparency, and to facilitate trade. The Trade Facilitation Agreement have 3 sections with 24 articles in total, containing provisions to expedite movement of goods across the borders. It set out measures on trade facilitation and customs compliance issues. The first section contains 12 articles regarding trade facilitation and customs cooperations. The first section contains 12 articles which is speaking to trade facilitation measures and customs cooperations. Article 1 is publication and availability of information, which is requiring all the WTO members to publish information related to import, export, and transit procedures, fee regulations, and so on. And then Article 2 is opportunity to comment. This one requires the WTO members to provide an opportunity for interested parties to comment in proposed laws and make consultations with stakeholders and border agencies. Article 3 speaks to advance ruling. This is to set out a requirement in terms of advance ruling, specifically in classification, origin, and valuation. Article 4 is procedures for appeal or review. This one requires member states to allow traders to appeal on the decision made. And then the next article is Article 5, which is speaking to other measures. These measures specifically or to set requirements or notification for increased controls or inspections, such as detentions. The next article is Article 6, which is speaking to fees and charges. This one requires member states to explain in writing on the fees or charges imposed on importation, exportation, and penalties. The next article is Article 7, which is speaking to clearance of goods, which requires member states to adapt and simplify standardization and harmonization of customs procedures. Article 5 is other measures. This one is speaking to member states to set requirements or notification for increased controls and inspections, such as detentions. And then the next one is Article 6, which is speaking to fees and charges. This one requires member states to explain in writing on all fees imposed on importation, exportation, and penalties. The next one is Article 7, which is speaking to clearance of goods. This one requires member states to adapt and simplify standardization and harmonization of customs clearance procedures. Article 8 of the WTO TFI is border agency cooperation. This one requires international cooperations between members' border agencies. Article 9 is movement of goods. This one speaking to the movement of goods intended for import under customs control. Article 10 is formalities. These are formalities that has to do with importation, exportation, and transit. The next article is Article 11, which is freedom of transit. This one requires member states to cooperate and coordinate for the goods in transit. Article 12 is customs cooperation, which encourages sharing of best practices among the member states. Those are 12 articles that are covered under Section 1, and then the next section is Section 2, which covers 10 articles on special treatments for developing countries and least developed countries that they can implement based on the stipulated categories. And then the third section, it covers 2 articles of the institutional arrangements and final provisions. This contains provision on the establishment of permanent committees for national trade facilitation for the WTO members. Lastly is Section 3. This section has 2 articles on institutional arrangements and final provisions. These provisions are on establishment of permanent committees on trade facilitation for the WTO members. Thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye.